We are at Breadsmith with Rob Roberts, and I love this simple recipe you're going to give us.
It's called baguette melts. You start up with a baguette. You can either do it without toasting it or with toasting. When we toast it here, we brush the top with olive oil, baked it in the oven for about 15 minutes or so, just to dry it out.
Okay.
What we're doing today is we're starting with approximately 2 pounds of cheese. We're going to add to that 3 green onions, 2 ounces of green pimentos, and about 1.5 tablespoons of horseradish.
All right.
Come on, Christy, you got to get that in there. Now we're putting in olives. We're also going to use about 1/2 cup of mayonnaise.
Okay.
If you want to mix it with this, it might even be easier than a wooden spoon.
Got it. I like making jobs easier.
So what we're doing is we're taking the horseradish, the mayonnaise, the olives. I use Kalamata olives. Christy prefers black olives. You don't have to put any olives in it, but you're going to lose some of the savoriness from the salt. So that's the nice thing about having it in there.
All right, and it's as simple as getting it all mixed up, which we already have one all well put together.
Exactly. And now what we're going to do is Christy's going to take her magic knife, or she can use her spreader, whatever she prefers.
Okay.
Magic spreader, and start putting some on top of these, will you? I'm going to move this over here.
How much? How high?
Well, you're the one who's going to eat it, so you got to figure it out.
I like them kind of piled on.
There you go, but a nice covering, you bet. We'll do a couple of them with the toasted, and we'll also do several of them with the plain. Or I should say untoasted.
And so after we get these covered, and this is something the kids could help you out with by filling them up, what's going to be our next step?
We're actually going to put it into the broiler. And so it's going to get a nice meltiness on top, and that'll complete this appetizer. It's something quick and easy. You can use for holidays, entertaining. With the pimentos and the green onions, it's got a nice Christmassy color to top it off.
Yeah, perfect. We're going to throw them in the oven. So once we start to see that caramelization on the cheese, that's when it's time to take it out.
Right, and I wouldn't bake it, I would recommend broiling it. Because you want to get the top done, you don't want to get the bottom done. We've done it 2 different ways here. We did it with a baguette that has not been toasted.
Right.
We did it with a toasted baguette, so you're going to get a textural difference between the two. By the way, if you do this, brush with olive oil and then toast it. And you don't want to put it in a toaster because the bottom will get even harder than it is now.
And then I think we need to do a little taste testing.
She's trying the one without the toast. I'm trying the one with the toasting.
And that horseradish doesn't overpower any of the flavors, but you get a lot of them in there with it.
Correct.
I like that. And just a reminder for people when they're using the cheese, what kind of cheese should they be using?
Always use a finely shredded cheese because it's going to incorporate better, it's going to melt better, and it's far easier to mix.
Right. I loved it. All right, let's move on to the next one, though. No time for eating.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a simple, quick appetizer using cream cheese.
Yay.
Just like my mom used to, take your favorite jam. In this case, we have 2 different kinds. We have a red pepper jelly, and over here we have the hot pepper peach, which is a new one for us. And just open it up, drop it on top, and just press it into it. Make sure you take the cream cheese out a while earlier so it's nice and soft. It's pretty. They both look kind of identical, but I like it for the vibrancy you get off the colors of it.
And this is something that someone can do, you know, a little bit before the party starts. Just make sure that they put it out, and then obviously they can use the baguettes for this appetizer as well.
Absolutely.
I like to pile mine on high. Did you notice how much I put on mine?
Well, I'm gonna load you up with one right here, right now. So let's see how piled up we can make it for you. Don't worry, I'll go back for more.
Good.
This is gonna be very good.
You got to get more of that jelly on there.
Oh, I'm going back for that. You're going to love this one. Not super hot. It's got a really nice flavor.
And this is something that they can pick up in Breadsmith, right?
Correct. This brand is something we carry a lot of, and we just think it's fabulous. And like I said, the nice thing about it, you're getting the vibrancy of the color out of it. You're getting a nice taste. It's not too hot. You could use a hotter one, but for some people it's going to be too hot. This has nice balance. You're getting a nice little bit of tickle of the heat and the sweetness from the in this case, the peach in the one you're trying.
And once again, you can use either the baguette soft or you could toast them ahead of time for your guests.
Correct. And if you toast them ahead of time on a sheet pan, they still stay a bit soft on the bottom. You do get a crunch, but it's not too bad.
Right. I love this. And let's remind people what else they can grab here for their holiday needs.
Oh, focaccias and the baguettes, they make their own thing. We have all sorts of tapenades, spreads, everything had to be had out here.
Right. And don't forget that you can stop by Breadsmith, get everything you need for the holidays, and don't forget the recipes are going to be up on ndtoday.tv.